All right, good afternoon. This is Phillip Dunn, one of the administrators of the Black Business Focus Group, as well as the CEO of tothetable.com, which is America's online directory rating and review service for Black-owned businesses, as well as a group economics platform for the Black community. And I'm joined by my co-facilitator, Neith, the goddess Neith of the Blackest Truth. Say hello, Neith.
How are y'all doing? Good evening. Happy day after Blackout Tuesday.
All right. I got Neith here with me today. Neith's been an excellent facilitator with the new member orientations, as well as just an all-around good personality, Facebook or social media expert as well. I wanted to bring her on because we're going to do a quick orientation on how new users and existing users should go about logging their Black-owned business transactions. And the reason that we log our transactions is it's very important that we demonstrate our commitment to the Black community by buying Black, but then we also have to quantify our results within the group. And so one of the things that we came up with over the last 5 years is we started holding people accountable in the group for buying Black. And we hold our businesses accountable as well for making sure that they're doing their part for supporting the Black community. So Neith and I are going to demonstrate how to log your transactions. Whenever you're out and about in the streets and you go and you purchase a product or a service from a Black-owned business, want to make sure that you log that transaction. It's quick, it's simple, it's easy to do. And we've even made some improvements to allow you to log even faster and to log more transactions that you make. You can log up to 30 transactions with our platform. So Neith, I'm gonna start pulling this up, and I don't know if you have any comments that you want to make as I pull this up real quick.
Okay, yes. Just throughout the week and throughout the month, as you all are just kind of like spending your money, going to various restaurants. I know right now is like a huge time for booming businesses. Nothing is too big or too small. So if you all go and get gas, if you all go and to the beauty supply, the barber, restaurants, nothing is really off limits. So as long as you have some type of Black consultant, I definitely would kind of like keep my receipt. And even if you don't log it that day, the beauty about being able to log 30 transactions at one time, you could just actually stockpile your receipts and do it all in, one batch.
That's right. No, I appreciate that, Neith. Yeah, because I think for a lot of people, on the spot logging is something that's easy to do. And then you have some folks that like to wait for the end of the week. They've got their receipts. They've got everything kind of in their purse and their wallet. Pull out your receipts, just go in and start logging those transactions. That way it becomes a part of a regular daily, weekly, monthly habit. And then we can then capture that information and then report back to you right here in the Black Business Focus Group. So I'm gonna just demonstrate, once you come into the Black Business Focus Group, hopefully you're checking the BBFG at least once or twice a day. As soon as you come out here, whether you're on your cell phone or whether you're on a desktop like Neith and I are right now, you can go to the announcements section of the BBFG, which is the very top of the group. Now, if you're on a desktop, you can click on the Use App button, which is over here to the right, and it'll take you right into the platform where you can log your transactions. But we're not going to use that feature. We want to use a common feature that you'll see across both the desktop as well as your mobile phone or tablet. So under the announcements section, you'll see that there's currently 4 posts out there. Randy JD is doing a good job of stockpiling businesses in a spreadsheet out there. So we'll take a look at that in another orientation. So I'm going to click on See All 4 under the announcements section. And I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to look for this post that says log your transactions real time or anytime. Log your transactions, your BOB transactions here. The first section, the first phase of the To The Table app is available. So, and that's this phase. So our community spends 1.3 trillion consumer dollars outside of our community every single year. So this app, this platform helps us to bring those dollars back to our community. Imagine if our community had access to all 1.3 trillion of those dollars every single year. So I'm ready to, let's just say I went out to a Black-owned business. I'm ready to log a transaction. I'm going to click on this link here. And it's going to pull up and you'll see our Blackout Day, Juneteenth banner is still up, and we want you all to support Black-owned businesses. And we wanted you to do that from Juneteenth until yesterday for Blackout Day. This banner is actually sort of an idea that Tristan Sutton came up with, where he challenged us to really reach out and galvanize the community to buy Black. So the first thing that you'll see when you click here is welcome to the table. Here you can strengthen our community by making the commitment to go and experience Black-owned businesses, and then logging every single Black-owned business transaction and every dollar that you circulate with businesses in our community. And then you're going to click the start button. First thing we want to do, we want to know who you are. So we're just going to ask you to enter your name here. So I'm going to enter my first name. You can enter your whole name if you like, but I'm just going to enter my first name and click OK. It's going to ask me for my email address, and we ask for your email address because we want to be able to give you credit for the purchase that you made. We want to make sure that we reach out and thank the folks that are actually working to build our community. And we don't know that unless we can reach out to you. So once I've entered my email address, I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And you only need to enter this information the first 5 to 6 questions at least once per session. So I'm going to click OK. And then it's going to ask you for your zip code. And the zip code information is really cool because we want to know where there's a high concentration of folks that are buying Black, because that might be helpful to some of our Black-owned businesses. It might be helpful to some food trucks that, might want to go and locate in that zip code for a weekend. And we might be able to connect our consumers with those businesses. So enter your zip code. We don't need your whole address. We just need a general zip code, and I'll click OK here. And then this question is almost kind of seems like a simple question, but it's really something that, we've designed to make sure that we capture the attention of the Black community. And the question is, do you commit to purchasing goods and services from Black-owned businesses at least 3 times a month? And the reason that we ask you to do this 3 times a month is that if you can start to exercise and flex that Black-owned business muscle, that buy Black muscle, I like to call it, then over time you can expand your capacity and you can purchase more over time. But if you can do it a minimum of 3 times a month, then that's good. And then also it gives businesses, they're able to now depend upon the Black community to come out at least 3 times a month to buy Black from various businesses. So obviously the answer should be yes, I commit to buying Black at least 3 times a month. So I'm going to say yes here and click OK. All right, this next question, most of us belong to either a chamber, professional organization, or affiliation of some sort. And what I've done is I've collected the most frequently answered organizations to this survey, to this platform. And, I want to make sure that everyone was represented. And if you scroll through, you'll be able to see that we have a ton of Black organizations represented here. But then also, if you don't see your organization here, you can always answer other and enter the name of your organization. And by doing that, we now know which organizations actually, put their money where their mouth is, and which organizations actually have the type of members that are building their community by supporting their community through their dollars, through their purchases. So for me, I belong to several organizations here, but I'm going to choose the Black Business Focus Group because I love the BBFG. So I'm going to click. All right, and then lastly, before we start logging, or there's 2 more questions before we start logging, but we want to recognize your community for supporting our community. And what we do here is we collect some demographic information on your community. And you'll notice that we have several options for you to choose from. You can choose as many as you like. But what I found is that very early on, I had a ton of white supporters, as well as Latino supporters, as well as some Asian supporters of Black-owned businesses that would log their transactions. And so I want to make sure to thank those communities for doing this work on our behalf. And so, here I'm just going to go ahead and select I'm from the United States. I'm Black. and I mail. And, obviously there's some more options here for you to choose from. Take a look at all those options. And if, there's another demographic that you want to be associated with, make sure to click that as well. So I've selected all my options. I'm going to click OK. And then lastly, before we get started logging, we really want to harness the energy, want to harness the spirit of our historically Black colleges and universities. And if you attended or are attending an HBCU, I want you to browse these 107 historically Black colleges and universities. And if you went to or attended one of these colleges and universities, either for your undergrad or graduate school, I want you to select that college or university. And this is going to be important in the future. I won't say why just yet, but we really want to harness. We want to see which one of these colleges and universities really produces productive people in our community. So, a shout out to Prairie View A&M, which is right up the street. But I know that there's got to be some more HBCU alums out there that are building our community. And so I want to make sure that we give them credit as well. But if you didn't attend an HBCU, that's okay as well. Go ahead and select a non-HBCU, and then we'll find out later where you attended. All right. So we entered the basic demographic information, and we're ready to log our transactions. Neith, can you tell me about some of the businesses that you visited between July 1st and July 7th?
Yes. These past 2 weekends, I went to the Black Store, which is a beauty supply store located in Houston, Texas. I purchased some, lady things that ladies love. I went to, I believe, OMG Baked Potato, Waffles and Cream. I also frequented some home-based businesses, PJ's Coffee, more so food.
Okay. Food and ladies things and things that you love, but they were primarily Black-owned businesses, right?
For sure.
Right. And then when you went to these Black-owned businesses, how did it feel, shelling out those dollars at a Black-owned business? How did that feel over the last couple of days?
Right. It really felt good, especially right now, with everything, all of this energy that's happening within our community, and so many of us really having a lot of boldness and being proud right now. Just if you really think over the last 3 months of 2020, it's kind of been kind of hard for Black folks. If you really just think about it. So spending money with other Black people kind of makes me feel like I'm doing something. Like that's a tangible, pragmatic thing that I know that I'm in control of, that I can give someone. And then when the service is great and the food is great and the product serves you right, it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to do this every day.
Right. And so there's an instant feeling that you have when you go and you support a Black-owned business, but then there's also this lasting feeling when you know that those dollars, not only did you receive immediate value, but the value that you're also getting is that you're employing Black people, you're driving wealth back into our communities. Those dollars may be helping to support a family.
Right.
The person has a family, and then those dollars may be reinvested back into our community via donations to Black nonprofits. So, I mean, it's this whole activity that when taken together, it's more than just a purchase, right? It becomes now I'm building my community. And so the way that you demonstrate that is with this log. And the very first thing that you want to do is, after you've entered all that information, you want to log your first transaction. And you'll notice that we do have a new feature. You can log up to 30 transactions in one logging session. Now, it used to be that, it took you all day to log just one transaction. Now we've made it easier for you to log up to 30 transactions. And we're looking to expand that in the future. So we're going to log these BOB transactions, and we're going to log Neith's transactions as an example for today. So I'm going to click continue.
Perfect. Here's my waffles and cream.
Oh, wow. And she's even got the receipts, guys. So that's better. So she's got the proof. One of the things, I'm an accountant and actually an auditor. I like to say I'm an auditor rather than an accountant. But if you don't have the receipts, it didn't happen. And if you don't log it, it didn't happen. And so I'm real proud that this platform is going to stand for more, in terms of building the community and then proving that, we're all building, doing our part to build our community. So hold on to those receipts. All right. So first place, waffles and cream, right?
Yes, waffles and cream.
All right. So the first question was, which category did you circulate your dollar recently? And we say circulate because it's really important. You can do two things with your money when it comes to going out and purchasing products and services. You can either circulate it, which means that it stays within your community and that dollar circulates, or you can spend it. And by spending, that means that that dollar really leaves your community. So which one is more important, the circulate or the spend? The circulation is more important. And Neith and I were talking about this earlier. If you think about the human body depends upon blood to circulate and flow throughout the human body in order for us to live, just to survive, right? So the heart pumps blood and that blood goes through the human body and delivers much needed oxygen and nutrients throughout the body. For the Black community to survive and to thrive, the blood is money, and money has to flow and circulate throughout our community. If it doesn't, what you'll find is that our communities will slowly die. And one of the things that happens in our communities, we have these little mini cancers in our community where people who aren't from the community will bring their businesses and set up shop in our community. They'll take our dollars and then they'll leave our community with those dollars. Those dollars don't come back to our community in terms of jobs. They don't come back in terms of investments. They don't come back in terms of donations. Those dollars are gone forever. And so we have to be mindful that when we do what Neith did over the last 7 days, and we make it our business, we make it our Blackness to go out and buy Black, we're circulating dollars within the community. So that's why we asked that question. So Neith went to waffles and cream, which is a food, beverage, and dining category. So I'm going to select F. And it's going to ask the name of it. Is it waffles with a Z?
Waffles with a Z and then a N and then cream, right?
Cream. All right, I'm going to click OK. And then she bought a meal or meals, and I'm going to click OK.
Right. And
then she went on July 4th, which is 15 days after our Independence Day. I like that.
Right.
And then it's asking how many dollars we circulated. We're going to say 40.
$40.
I'm going to click OK. And then we asked the question, how was your experience with this product or service? And she told them 5, and she's saying 5 crowns. Now, why do we say 5 crowns instead of 5 stars?
5 crowns, rather, just because who we are kings and queens, and more so because of what it stands for, and the service that we give. It's kind of like a royal service. So we give crowns rather than stars.
That's right. We are kings and queens, and they got 5 stars. And then, Neith, can you tell us about the service that you received?
It was great. Everything, the timing was perfect. The food was piping hot.
Food was piping hot. Now, we think about this, why is it important for us to share this type of feedback? If you're a restaurant and you're looking to grow, this feedback can be very valuable. And it helps for others to know that, you've got great service, your product is on point, the timing is awesome. All that information is valuable to a business to know. And if you have another experience, a negative experience, it's also good to know that as well. So to the extent that we can share our opinions on, either the service, the product, the place, the hours, the cleanliness, let's make sure to get all that information shared. This will be extremely valuable to businesses in the future and to consumers later on looking to find places to eat. So I'm going to click OK. All right, and so it's going to ask me to log another transaction, and you can log up to 30 transactions here. And so what I'll do just to demonstrate what you'll see, I'll just log my son's haircut over the weekend. So would you like to log another transaction? Yes, I'll say yes. All right, and so it's saying, okay, well, let's go. So it's going to give you a countdown too. You have 29 more transactions to log if you like, and you can always come back later to log more if you need to. So I'm going to click continue. All right, and so my son, he's got like a flat top thing going, trying to look like Kid and Play. So we go to the barbershop every single weekend. And we're going to go to, for that category, we're going to go to personal care, grooming, and hygiene. All right, it's going to ask me for the name of the BOB I patronize, and that's going to be Spotlight Barbershop. And I'm going to click OK. It's going to ask for the product or service. I'm going to say haircut. I'll click OK. It's going to ask for the date. I also went on the 4th.
We were spending a lot of money with Black folks on their Independence Day.
Right. We're trying to send a message.
Right.
All right. And so it's going to ask me how many dollars I circulated with that transaction. And I'm going to say $20 there. And it's going to ask for the experience. I'm going to give them 5 crowns. I always have a good time. Marlon is the owner of Spotlight Barbershop on Barker Cypress. If you guys ever need a barber, go over there, check out Marlon and his team of barbers. Of course, we got a ton of great barbers in the BBFG. You know, Marlon's just a great guy. I actually had 2 or 3 different barbers over there that I would go to myself as well as my son. So definitely check out those barbers. And then I'm gonna give them a little bit of feedback too. Awesome experience. Clean environment. And well-controlled social distancing.
That's good. That's important.
And great owner. Can't say enough good things about Marlon and his team over there. I'm going to click OK. And, you know, we won't log another transaction, but you get the idea, right? You can log up to 30 transactions, demonstrate your commitment to the Black community, demonstrate your commitment to building strong Black-owned businesses, and then make sure that you're circulating those dollars. So I'm going to say no, I'm done logging more transactions, and I'm going to submit this. Let's take a look at the message that we get, because this is important. It says here, thank you, Phillip, for logging your purchase to the table. Every dollar you log to the table helps build our community. Keep logging. We cannot change what we do not measure. Visit to the table and continue your journey of building our community. So Neith, when I think about that closing message, I know that there's probably some more things that we can add, but what does that say to you when, you know, finally after all these years, we now make the connection with how our dollar can build our community?
Right. From there, you know, after you've already logged the transaction that you've done, so you already have one emotion of fulfillment. Now you enter into the site, into the world of actually seeing the communal environment that to the table is producing right now. The Black Business Focus Group already has a database of a lot of Black businesses. We were talking earlier about a time where I was in plight and I was frustrated, and the group just responding at the right time, knowing a lot of the right people, I was able to have, you know, what I was looking for met, my need met. So this message right here just is kind of like a giveaway that enter into this new place and definitely take a seat in facilitating more growth, more wealth, and logging all of it.
Right. I agree 100% with what you just said, because I think it's important as a community. There's that old African proverb we go back to, many hands make light work. And if I know that if I'm in need of something and I post something out in the BBFG, you know, I'm looking for a roofer or a painter, and, you know, I don't have the time to go and look at the directory at the moment. But when I come back 10 minutes later and, you know, 9 or 10 people have responded with recommendations in my area, you know, that's the community at work helping to support the rest of the community.
Right. And I love it. I mentioned, guys, I was looking for a customs agent and you all came through for me probably within 10 or 15 minutes. And after that, we were able to expand our business and grow. So welcome to all of the new members of the Black Business Focus Group. And may this group be a blessing unto you. May it grow your platform. May you learn, and may we all connect.
That's what we got to do. We got one more thing to do, Neith, before we go.
Yep.
So once we've read this message, obviously you can go back to Facebook. You can take a look at our Twitter page or LinkedIn pages and share this platform with others. We encourage you to do that as well. But then, just click on this button. It's our time. Of course, you know that that's our favorite saying because we do believe that it's our time, right?
Yep.
Click on this button. And it's going to take you to our platform that's currently under development, which is the To the Table directory, as well as our log. So you can actually go out here and log your transactions. Come out here, browse the website, read a little bit about our story. To the Table was actually started in the BBFG from the ingenuity, innovation, and creativity of all 15,000 members of this group. We now have something that was built from this group. So come out here, take a look at the directory, read up on how we got started. There'll be some promotions later on. We'll have some blogs that we're gonna start to add in, but then also come in and create a profile for yourself and register your business for free. Everything about To the Table right now is free. So I wanna make sure that this is open and available to all of the BBFG members first. This is for you guys. This is for us. This is something that we're building for ourselves. We aren't partnering with any other non-Black owned business to come and steal our ideas or to take away our creativity or to take away our freedom. This is built by us for us. So definitely come out here, explore this, kind of get some ideas about how you want to list your business, maybe explore some of the locations here, take a look at the promo video, come all the way down to the bottom and take a look at some of the testimonials that we have for the group. Neith and I will do another orientation video later. And then once we get the website up where we really want it to be, then we'll do some more orientation of that as well. But Neith, is there anything else that you'd like to add before we take off?
Definitely. Whatever gifts and talents that you all bring to the table, let us know. We were talking about looking into scientists earlier. Also recognizing that not everyone in the group is from Texas, that we are all around the country. So if you definitely want to have a stronger voice or you want to get more businesses and learn more about businesses from a certain geographical sector, let us know. Just simply engagement. That's the awesome part about the group, is if you just comment often and just engage, you'll naturally by default get the badges and just your comments will be seen. So for sure, offer whatever assistance, whatever anybody that any businesses that we're lacking, that you feel like any people that would be great, add them all to the addition. We're looking to grow with some awesome businesses, some awesome Black people.
That's right. And as Neith mentioned, we currently have about 1,000 membership spots left in the BBFG before we put a cap on the membership. Don't worry, the membership expands over time. Just want to make sure that we can control the growth of the group so that we can control the quality of the group as well. Well, with that, Neith, I really do appreciate your time. You've always been an awesome co-facilitator in this journey with me, so I definitely appreciate it. And with that group, until the next time we talk, remember, it's our time. It's up to us. So that means it's up to you. Do your part, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Y'all later.